for asking for our just dues, for telling people that we all have to follow rules and it shouldn't be certain managers get special treatment and they can do what they want to do, but then as soon as we do something, we get called out or it's food costs. But then some of the top managers can mess up all the food and there's no penalization. There's no recommendation, or not necessarily recommendation, but there's no penalization. But if we do something small, and especially people who have been here from the beginning, well, I haven't been here from the beginning, but been here for a pretty decent time and been proven. If you pull my hours, you can see how many hours I used to work doubles back when they had nobody. And then when we ask for our raises or our just dues, there's an excuse. But other people can come in here and be at $18-something an hour and get their 5 days a week. But it seems like they needed me for a little bit. And then when I started asking, I asked for a Friday and Saturday off, right? Mm-hmm. And so they gave me Sunday through, they needed me. So they gave me the days I requested off. But then they scheduled me for all the other days that I didn't request off, which was fine because I needed out. But then when I started asking about my raise and I started saying why we're not all having to do the same thing with all the same rules, now I'm off on like a random Tuesday or a random Monday. That's never happened. Like you can pull my schedule and see that I've been on shifts and if it's about hours, then I don't understand why.
Okay, so we're talking scheduling, inconsistency.
Well, it was consistent until I started asking about my raise, and I started asking about why do certain people have to do things and other people do not have to do things. Then all of a sudden it was like, oh, there's a day missing here now. And when
okay, just so I hear you right.
Okay.
It's scheduling inconsistency once you ask for a raise.
Yeah, it's kind of like to me it's penalization. I feel like other people here too get. Well, first of all, I'm not a dumb person, so like I want that to be known here because I feel like certain people here think that I am a dumb person. I don't know labor laws, I don't know rules, I don't know regulations, I don't know fair treatment of every employee in the workplace and how it comes to fairness. So it's like in a roundabout way, people who stick up for themselves or say, well, you need to do this if we need to do it, they in a roundabout way get threatened, penalized, or basically
so threatening. Tell me what form.
Like, well, if you do this again, like if somebody starts asking questions and then they do something wrong, then they'll say, well, here's a write up for you, and it would be something.
So you've been written up?
No, I've never been written up once.
Okay. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
How did you get threatened?
Well, it wasn't necessarily. Well, that was talking about everybody else. But what I'm saying is, if I'm gonna say this the right way, because I don't want to say it the wrong way. For the thing I was asking about hours, and I was told that if I get a raise, I'll have to get less and less hours. But I didn't understand that if I've been here I don't understand why my hours or my raise are in any question, because you can ask the staff here who works hard, who does their job every single time they're here, who does multiple jobs when they're here. Like if I'm on dish, I'll make cornbread, I'll make salad, I'll come up do boards when somebody calls out, like last minute when I'm scheduled on dish, they'll say, oh, well, so-and-so called out, you got to do clothes on boards and dish. And I'll be like, what? Boards and dish? But then when I ask about a raise, it's I'm not doing it. But if you go and ask anybody in the store about who works and who doesn't work and who works the hardest in the store, then they will tell. If you pull my hours and you look at the cameras, you will see what is said about me, the reason for me not getting a raise or getting hours deducted, or I don't want to say BS because that wouldn't be nice. The logic, so-called logic, to make it seem like it's making sense to me, it's not making sense to me. So they're trying to tell me stuff that makes sense to them, so they think I won't question it. But then when I question it, it's like I'm being a problem. But I'm not asking for anything but my just dues. That I've been here for 5 months. I've been late maybe once, maybe twice. If anything in the computer says I'm late, it's usually because I didn't clock in, or I couldn't clock in, or I had to clock in early or something like that. But I proved myself.
Well, let me start with, first of all, thank you for jumping up. And that's typical of a dishwasher, if you got a little downtime, they do make cornbread. But I thank you for that. I think that's awesome. And then, jumping online and being a team player, that's what City Barbecue is all about. And then that's what makes us great. So,
yeah, don't mean to cut you off, but there is no dishwasher here that can schedule dishwasher who even knows how to make cornbread. So I want to just let you know that I am the only
then
one.
shame on us. But typically throughout the system, all my stores, that's part of the.
They wouldn't even know the first thing if you asked them how to make cornbread. They wouldn't even know what. They wouldn't even know.
Nick does dishes. He can make cornbread.
He's never. Yeah, when's Nick scheduled on dishes?
He was last week.
Last week, maybe once. I've been scheduled on dishes for the last couple months.
Okay, so we'll do some cross training.
And he just became able to make cornbread because they just put him on prep not too long ago. So he just learned how to make cornbread. But I've been doing this since I've walked in the door. My first thing was prep and then boards, which this wasn't anybody here's fault because it was with John, but I only had 3 days of the boards training and then 3 days of the prep training, and then I was opening the store myself.
So you need additional training, is what you're saying?
No, not now. I had to train myself basically because it was
Okay.
Nobody was really helping.
Again, I'm looking for actionable items that we can help you get to where you want to be. So that as I dig, that's what I'm looking for. I want solutions and to get you whatever you need. If you go to me, hey, I need to be trained further in this, or I need further development in this, that's going to be very well respected and very well received from me. And that's why I dig down on these things, is to figure out how to solve the problem. I don't want to put a Band-Aid on an artery cut. I want it to be solved forever. Okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when you're telling me people aren't cross-trained, that's good information, because then we can go back and go, hey, the next dishwasher we bring in, we'll make sure that they're cross-trained.
And some people are asking to be cross-trained and they're being denied, and I know that a lot of people have been asking for a long time, and they're not getting cross-trained. And they should be.
Who is that?
Well, Stacy was one of them. She's been asking since I've been here to be cross-trained. Nick wanted to be cross-trained a long time ago. Raul had asked to be cross-trained. I don't think he's even with us anymore. I'm not sure if he's even with us anymore. But
Nick is cross-trained, and Stacy spent 6 days cross-training on boards.
Yeah. But she was asking. This was like a little
and
bit
she
ago.
removed herself from the
Yeah,
program.
I understand that. She did, but it took her.
Okay, all right, so we won't beat that to death. Let's go on.
Can I just address something with your hours? Jason, please tell me if this is the right wording. You told us you did not need money, that that money was not an issue for you, and you are telling this to the members of management who are writing the schedule, and in a very slow time. You also, correct me if I'm wrong, we did have a conversation about where we kind of felt threatened by something you had said, and we had told you this.
What was it?
You had said, I'm just going to go to Tim with this, and we said, are you threatening us?
And I said, no, yeah.
You said, you would know if I was threatening.
Yeah, because that's
and that is, to Jason and I, that is a very, that's a statement that requires us to be on the defense.
Oh.
And then the next day, you did not show up. And I called you many times during the day, and you didn't get back to me until 4 o'clock in the afternoon to let me know that you were sick when your shift was at 7. Now, I know you'd call out with Sadat. She had a flat tire and couldn't get to work, so there was no one to communicate. I didn't receive communication. So that was, and we had a conversation where I had said, Chris, I believed you had left us due to our conversation and due to you not calling me when you hadn't shown up. And if you wanted help getting your hours back, we can reach out to folks.
No, you said I could call around and get them back.
And I would approve every hour that you got back.
As far as that day,
every member of management would approve your hours.
As far as that day goes, me saying if you know that I would threaten you, it's not a threat. It's a fact. If threat, me saying that I'm going to you because I told them they were not listening to me.
Yeah.
So I
that's
said,
open door. You can come to me anytime.
So I said I'll become him from now. I mean, he said it was a threat. Now that offended me because that means you're trying to say that I'm threatening you when I'm not. So I'm letting you know that you would know if I was threatening you. That's the first thing. The next day, I woke up at 6 o'clock. I looked on the manager's schedule to see who the manager was. It was Sadat. She's supposed to be here at 6 o'clock to do the food truck. She was not here. I called the store 3 times, took a screenshot of how many times I called the store, called her 3 times, which you and me already discussed this yesterday, and text her because she's my nephew's godmother. So it's not like we know each other. So, and I could not get up with her at all. So finally, she calls my sister later. I think my sister ended up bringing her here, and she told her she was late or whatever. So she gets here at 7:30. I was sick, so when I didn't get anything, I fell asleep, and I was in like a deep sleep. Like I was just shut down, so I didn't get her text messages or her calls. As soon as I called her back, I told her the situation. I told her I was sorry. I told her if I had to get a write up, then write me up. But I apologize, I could not make it.
Which we didn't.
And I said, absolutely not. This is a misunderstanding. I apologized to you over the phone several times for the misunderstanding.
But she did take me off the schedule for 2 weeks. Now,
I did not take him off the schedule.
Well, my sister can confirm this. And not only that,
no, we'll just pull up there.
Okay.
Pull up the schedule.
Not only this, she said that she told my sister that she said, I'm not going to give your brother a write-up because taking him off the schedule was punishment enough. Now, Greg said that is retaliation, that she was retaliating because she was taking me off the schedule for missing one. There's so many people here who have missed so many days and have not called and who can just release their schedule anytime that they want to release their schedule and do whatever they want to do, and nothing happens to them. Nobody says anything to them. This is like my second.
That conversation, when I mean that it's punishment enough, that means I would never punish you more for the mistake I made, not knowing what happened to you that day.
But you're hearing this, okay? I just want to make sure that you're hearing it.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Because it's also being documented that all this is happening because I.
So did we take him off the schedule for 2 weeks?
I'm looking for it. For some reason, it's not loading.
If it wasn't 2 weeks, it was at least a week and a half or a solid.
Jason, did we take Chris off the schedule for 2 weeks?
Removed him the shifts that you taken on the rest of that week, and then we removed him off the prep because he didn't want to be prepping.
Yes, because you said you did not want to prep anymore.
So my days were still removed, but now nobody else. This doesn't happen to anybody else here. Nobody else here. There are people who don't even show up for work and still can come back, walk in here, and still do their job.
Let's focus on you, okay? And then we'll so we
You did reach out to us and said that prep was too much and you did not want to do prep anymore.
No, I said we have 5 people trained on prep. The days should be spread out evenly. I shouldn't have to do 5 days of prep in a row or 4 days of prep in a row. That was what I said. I didn't say I didn't want to do it anymore. Never said that.
4 shifts over a 2-week period that you had prep.
There was 2 days, 1 day off, 2 days. That was a prep.
So we'll get documentation of the schedule because you got it on hot schedules.
Yeah, it's not loading.
I'll take a look at that. If we need to make an adjustment, we will on that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The only thing that I'm really asking is that people get treated fairly here, and it seems like they don't understand. They're not listening. They're okay. They're taken care of, but we're not. A lot of the people here are not, and a lot of people are dissatisfied. And it's either going to turn to a mass exodus like it did at Zoe's, or you're just going to have people who in positions running stuff that don't know what they're doing. Like I like Haley, me and her cool, but she.
Okay. I don't want to get into people's performance. You can tell me your
special
opinion.
treatment. No, I'm not.
Oh, special treatment. Okay, go ahead.
Well, her performance is kind of, but special treatment is they don't say anything. They don't penalize her as much as they do like my sister or somebody like that. And my sister works harder than all of these managers here. And she has been there. They have done her so wrong. And not only have we documented it, because this has happened to me before in other ways. I've got screenshots of everything. We have statements from other employees. I have everything is documented. So everything I want you to let you know now that every single thing that is coming out of my mouth is true. It's not exaggeration. It's nothing that I cannot prove. Mm-hmm. So everything that I say, no matter how extreme it may sound, I've been through this before, and I know without documentation and without proof of everything that you're saying, then you can somebody just say I'm just making accusations.
I applaud the documentation, but tell me what's wrong so we can fix it. You know what I mean? So give me specifics as to what you're saying. And I don't want to get into your sister. I want to get back to you.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so we talked about the prep. We're talking about the schedule. that we've got to pull up in hot schedules, right?
Yeah.
Where you felt that you were retaliated against
Because
and
the
taken
one day,
off.
the
Okay.
one day off, because
Okay, just so I'm clear, are you prepping now, or are you dish, or what do you do?
now I'm basically this. But if somebody,
Is that by your choice, or is that by?
I don't care what job I do. I just want it to be fair. I just don't. I don't want to. I don't want to close on this. I never said that.
Yes,
No, I did
you said
not.
that to both of us.
I did not
All
say
right,
that.
so he wants
No.
to do prep. Then.
No, I said I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be the only one doing prep when we had 5 people trained to do prep.
Right.
That's what I said. I said it needs to be shared out just even.
Okay. Hey, just so you know, I mean, it's very difficult for us to go to look at a schedule, and if he's making a schedule, he makes the schedule, and then she approves the schedule.
Right.
Now, if there's a problem within that schedule, you could go to them and go, "Hey, no, this is what I want." I'm not going to say that you can go, "Hey, I want all 5 people," because you don't make the schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if he's making the schedule, if you have an issue with that schedule, you go directly to him and go, "Hey, this is what my issue is with the schedule." Now, it sounds like there's a breakdown in communication where they're saying you didn't want to prep, but you are. I don't know who's right or wrong. I'm just saying this could be fixed through communication.
Matt, even the text message is saying that I don't have a problem with prep. I told her a million times that I just don't want to do so many preps, and I don't want to close on dishes and then open on prep. I don't want to do stuff like that.
Right. Well, you shouldn't do that.
Who would want to do that?
Right.
I've done it a whole
Has
bunch
that
of
been a situation that we've had? That he closes dish and opens prep?
times. You can look on the, it's on the
I
schedule.
mean, it's happened.
It's happened, especially on split schedules. And when you said that, do you remember what I did to fix it?
Yeah.
When you said, no, I don't care about the hours, I gave that shift to another person so
Yeah,
it could not
that's-
be closed opening.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's
You
one.
had told us you don't need money.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's about the principle. That's what you're still not understanding. And you did fix that one thing, but this I'm talking about the whole overall situation of everything. This is a store. This is my family here. You guys don't hang out with us like how we are all family, but we're a family. So we talk about this, and it's not fair that certain people can walk in here and get whatever they want, and people who have been here for a long time do not get their raises, get treated like crap. We say something,
Okay.
you want to give us a
When
write-up,
you say
they don't like it.
treated like crap, tell me about that. Well,
There are managers here that could be helping us on some of these prep shifts and doing a lot of stuff helping us out on some catering and helping us doing stuff, but they don't do anything at all. You can watch the camera. We do when we're on the camera, we're on the prep. We do everything. If something messes up, if they mess up something, it's fine. But if we mess up something, it's panic. But nobody is helping us like a manager should be helping us. And that is my main concern. And that is a lot of stress on somebody. That's why you have so many people who are quitting prep here. And they still don't understand that. People don't want to do prep here because they're not getting treated fairly while they're doing prep here.
so you're saying that there needs to be more teamwork and prep?
Yes, ma'am. So, yes, sir. But it's certain managers. It depends on who is working. But every manager should be in
So
that mindset.
getting back to prep, you are able to prep.
I'm fine with prep.
Okay, so you're fine with prep and you're
Boards,
fine
I'm fine with everything.
with dish. Okay. Have we given Chris an on-cue
Yes.
evaluation?
Give me one.
And you got that.
I do get that.
And were there opportunities in the on-cue that you outlined, or how did it go?
It went well. I can pull it up. I have it in the office. It went really well, for the most part. And we had emphasized this. Tim does a really great job as a dishwasher at
Tim.
night. I'm sorry.
Chris?
My apologies, Chris. Does a really good job as a dishwasher at night. He's a very good team player when it comes to at night. His prep, he's not able to manage the dish prep often, and there are many times when he's gone over his allotted time for prep because it is a lot for Chris, and he's expressed that to us that it is a lot. So yeah, his on cue was very teamwork oriented with everything like that, but
And you agreed with that review? You
Okay, why I asked for a raise during this on cue, which I feel like I was way over time of getting my raise since I've been here.
He's been here since March, and we discussed that it would be a possibility, but we needed to build sales first, and that it wouldn't be off the table. But right now, our sales are our main focus.
So is there anything from a performance issue holding back the merit increase?
Just the prep. The pay that he's at is very high for the dishwashing that he does.
What is he making now?
13.
13 and out?
That's very high at our joint because he was hired on as our primary prepper for Brittany to go to training. And that's not something that he would be able to maintain 5 days a week and keep up with the volume.
Okay.
Jason, is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely. Well, what I would recommend, and again, it's communication. I would recommend giving Chris another on cue. And what we want to do is we want to give you an opportunity to improve on anything we see, and then get your feedback at that point. Because what's happened is there's been a breakdown. Now you feel you're at a different level than they feel you're at. So that's the idea behind the on cue, is to talk this through and go, hey, this is my development plan. To be fair to both sides.
Well, do they get on cues? Like, as we as staff, is it like a mutual thing where we can on cue them? Or
no, you're not a manager.
No, I mean, well, we can give our feedback about how the managers are treating us here.
You can always do that. Okay. You can always do that.
And I am in this workplace. It is legal for me to discuss that with other employees and let them know that they're allowed to voice their concerns of what's going on in the store. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
You're not allowed to give them a written review.
No.
I mean that's up to me.
Yeah.
And there's different qualifiers, which. I mean, we can go into it if you would like.
Well, they would like. A lot of people would like. They have a lot of stuff to say, and they would like to speak because it feels like all of them are being targeted and audited or whatever, but none of the managers.
When you say targeted, what do you mean by that?
And that's why I said I really wish, or I really hope that you sit down and speak with everybody.
And I will, yeah.
But they will tell you that when you get to a certain, when you're a good worker, as far as like what happened with April, I'll bring April up. She was one of the best workers here, one of the best people to help me on when I was here in the morning when I was on prep. She never did anything bad, but since when she started telling the truth about things that were going on in the store and about certain people, then she gets a write-up write-up clause basically on a hush clause telling her she can't talk about certain things that she isn't legally allowed to talk about. And so she started getting that, and then that's why she ended up going out of the door. It wasn't because
she shared her write-up with you. You saw what the write-up was.
What?
You saw her write-up.
No, she told me. We all discussed. Like I said, we all come. A lot of people come to my house, and a lot of people they come over to my house at night, or after work we hang out. Well, they hang out. I don't drink or nothing like that, but we all talk.
Sure, I understand.
We're a family. So I know everything that happened. And it was unfair, and I feel like, and just be looking at that, I felt like she was targeted for telling the truth because she didn't do anything wrong. But because she was telling the truth and trying to tell people that it's not, you're not nobody special. You have to follow the rules just like everybody else. And she gets targeted and she gets a write-up because of what she's talking about. But if what you're talking about is the truth, why should you get penalized and why should you get written up? And then why do you think she's out the door?
When you say them, who is them?
Whoever did not like what she was saying. I don't know who wrote her up, but I know that she was written up for speaking her mind. I know that. And then next thing you know, they started.
So then it's hearsay, right? You can't give me a name of who it was.
Who wrote her up? Yeah. They can tell you. I don't know who it was, but they're sitting right here. They know that she was written up.
No, I know that, but you're saying your issue was against someone. I'm trying to identify who the issue's against, who you are saying it's against.
What issue? What are you talking about?
You're saying she was treated unfairly because of her write-up, but you don't know what the person.
No, she was written up for speaking her mind. Because she was going around here speaking her mind and telling things that were going on in the store, things that are true. And I guess certain people did not want these things to be heard or be known.
Okay,
but
who's that certain person?
I don't know who the person is, but I know that this happened. Okay. If you can, we can get. It's not a hearsay though. It can be. You can go back in the records and see her write up, and I know you talk or you have her number. I can give you a number. You can discuss that with her. But
we'll probably conduct an exit interview with her, so we'll get all this information.
And because she was one of the best, hardest workers, and I felt like what happened with her was not fair. I felt like after that one write-up, they're petty. They start doing petty things and start nitpicking at little things to you though. Only if to the person who is saying something. But like Fran can come in here. He can go over on prep. He can get his 5 days a week. He can get his raise. He can get, you know what I'm saying? That's not fair. That's nepotism in the workplace. And that's not, you know, it don't matter who you are. That's not fair to everybody. And that means including me. I don't care who you're related to.
Fran told you he got a raise?
No, somebody installed on the computer, or one of the ladies installed on the computer. One of the marketing lady, or not marketing, sorry, Marshetta, I don't know what she is. She saw it. Like I said, this is hearsay though. This is hearsay. I'm gonna tell you what is hearsay and what's not. But besides that, he's allowed to stay on the clock whenever he wants. He's allowed to leave sandy buckets whenever he wants. He's allowed to make cornbread and leave one pan for like the whole night. But if we do that, it's a big issue, and we'll get in trouble for it. But
you've been written up for things that he's gotten away with.
No, but I've been chewed out or fussed out or talked about, and like it was so big. But when he does it, and we have pictures of him leaving outdated sandy buckets, him leaving one thing of cornbread, people leaving raw meat on things. Like I said, all these things are documented, and that happens, but nobody says anything. It happened 2 days in a row with the cornbread, and he was supposed to get talked to, and nobody talked to him. He still did it the next day. So my whole thing is what they're still not understanding, and they're trying to make it seem like I'm being unreasonable when I'm talking about just be fairness in the workplace. Treat everybody fairly. Sure. What is the issue with that? And don't try to target people or side threaten them and
okay, side threaten. What do you mean by that?
Okay, like Mr. Isaiah. Do you know who Isaiah is? Mm-hmm. Okay, he was asking for, what was he asking for? We just talked about this the other day. He was asking about hours or something like this, or was it hours or was it days? Basically, what he said was he had asked for something. I'm not exactly sure what it was he had asked for, but you can talk to him about this too. And he said whatever he asked for, it caused Danielle to tell him, well, if I do that, then I have to take away your hours, or I have to take away your days, and I have to so and so and so, because he spoke up and asked for something that he wanted.
Let's he's not here to defend himself, so we'll move on. We'll have that conversation with Isaiah. Will you make a note that we can talk to him?
Sure.
Go ahead.
There's a
when you say hours, Chris, how many hours a week are you working now?
I'm not sure, because they keep changing the schedule.
No, but what are you being paid for? I mean, what your last 4 weeks? How many hours have you worked?
Last 4 weeks. Tell you the truth, I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't. I just work. Like I said, like I told them, I'll tell you, it really isn't about the money. It's about the principle. But they're still not understanding. They think because I'm saying something about a day getting taken away that it's still about the money. It's not. It's about the principle that day has been getting taken away when it's never been taken away for 5 days, for as long as I've been here, until I start asking about a raise and I start telling people about themselves. Then I got a random Monday off. I got a random Tuesday off. And then there's an excuse for that. But then Mr. Francois got his 5 days. That's what I mean by that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Nick doesn't even have his 5 days, and he deserves his 5 days because he's been here since they opened.
Okay, we'll stay away from Nick. Let's go back to you. So you're looking for more hours or less hours?
I'm just looking for my Sunday through the regular time that I have, which was my Sunday through my Thursday, because I work Friday and Saturdays at a local tumble gym in Zoe Lee. That's all I want.
Is that the understanding that you have of his?
He's open availability except for Friday, Saturdays.
Okay. And I don't even care, but I want it to be known if I don't get the days. I just want it to be known that I've been having these days. They've always needed me, always wanted me. But
schedules are dictated by business and the volume of business. I'm sure you're a bright guy. You understand that. As business increases, you get more hours. As business decreases, hours go away.
But if you're related to the GM, you still get to keep your same hours and go overtime. That's the part. That's what I mean about it. That's not fair. So
I'll have to look into that. I don't have those hours in front of me.
Well, he's got his 5 days. He always has his 5 days. He's always taken care of. They're always taken care of. But it's a problem when we talk about how we're not taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying. I'm sick of it. I'm really getting tired of it. Security Commission would not, or anybody in this whole city would not want to hear about what is really going on in the store. because it's not fair at all.
Well, that's why we're talking right now, Chris. I don't. You can certainly have conversations with whoever you want. That's the purpose of this meeting, is to get to the bottom of it, get all our facts together, and then we'll try to make these corrections. I want to get to the root of the problem. That's why I'm looking for specific situations that need to be corrected.
Maybe your management needs better training, or knowing how to have better morals and know how to treat people. Maybe because you're supposed to exist to create happiness, and that's not going on here. And I told them that, and they got offended to talking about I was attacking their morals. But then I guess I am, because if that's the way,
Who said that? Who said that to you?
When I said they're supposed to be existing and creating happiness, she said she thought I was attacking their morals because I was telling the truth. That's usually what happens to me when I tell the truth. I get I'm out of control, or I'm a problem, or my attitude is so and so, when it's been the same since I've been walking this way. You can ask anybody here.
Again, I think it's just in the right setting, communications, and I think where we're going with this is there needs to be more on cues where we need to give you more feedback on a weekly or bi-weekly, whatever we come up with on cues. Again, we'll give Chris the opportunity to improve. He's got to know what his development needs are. You're certainly entitled to your opinion. I mean, if you sat down with Danielle and wanted to have that one-on-one conversation and say, hey, you're not creating happiness, I'm sure she would be receptive to that.
Okay. Well, I work circles around a lot of people here to be saying anything about my performance. And you can, since we are talking about just me, you can look on the camera and look at everything that I had to deal with the prep, with all that stuff, because you will see that nobody could handle it. It wouldn't be it's not just me. It wouldn't be anybody to handle it because of the way that they're just like, here, this is it, boom. And if something messes up, it's like they're just not nice to us about certain things. And it's that favoritism.
Okay, so not nice to you, and there's harsh treatment, there's verbal abuse. Tell me what you mean by that.
I want to say the right thing, because I hate saying the wrong thing. I don't want to say it the wrong way.
You don't have to answer me right now. You can think about this, and you can put it in an email form for me. I want specifics, because again, we want to improve. We want to get better. We need the specifics to go, hey, this is an area that
the main
we've got to
thing,
look at.
I feel like they just use a lot of people here to work and don't really care about the actual staff. If you want me to be honest with you, I feel like they just
use. And what do you mean by that?
Well, if they need you, then they love you. Or if they really, really need you and whatever, then you're the best in the world. They love you. You deserve this, you deserve that. But then when they feel like they don't need you, or they can bring somebody else in and cover your shift and penalize you when you start telling the truth, then that's what they do. And then they treat you like you're just a side thought. But when they need you, you're number one in the world. And it's big. That's why so many people have been quitting here, because they'll be here for 3 or 4 days, or they'll be here for a long time getting treated like, not bad. I've seen so many people come in and out of here and get treated bad, and then they wonder why they don't come back. They don't come back because they're not getting equal opportunity or a fair chance either, and they're not getting treated right. So there are people here who, at first, there are 2 girls, matter of fact. They came. I didn't like them at first. I didn't think they kind of had attitudes, but then they changed. They got adjusted to the staff, and they learned the staff, and they started working good. And then next thing you know, because I guess they want to cut hours or whatever, they're giving them 2 days a week. And these they have families, they have stuff that they got to support and do, and so they just quit. And that's what a lot of other people are doing here, and that's what a lot of people are going to continue doing here.
Okay, and again, I don't want to get into anyone else that isn't at this table, but you understand that hours are driven by business, and that's how we create a schedule.
I understand that, but do you understand that but there's still a certain person who is related to the GM who is still getting his hours regardless of this. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that it doesn't. His never change. Why don't his ever change? Why do all of us have to get?
I've got to look at that. I can't speak to that without looking at.
Well, it's not fair.
Well, let me look at it first.
Okay.
I can't say that it's not fair until I see the information.
Well, we all know, and it'll be there in the documentation when you go back and look at the history of it. And then when you go back and look at the history of how many hours,
and your skill set is equal to that person, so you can do the same thing. If we were to switch shifts, you were able to
Yeah, I can do boards. I can do. The only thing I can't do probably is meats. But he's as a regular employee, you don't do the meats. But I can like. I've done some for Sadat. But yeah,
What do you mean meats? What
like doing the brisket and
Cutting?
seasoning it and
pits?
pits. Doing some pit
Oh,
work.
okay. So you don't know pits.
I don't know it all the way. I know a lot of it, but I don't know it all the way. So, but I don't want.
We don't
to.
want it. And some of it, we want to be certified in that.
Yeah.
So that's what dictates what people make is the certification process. So you're certified. If you're a certified trainer, of course, we're going to be able to compensate you in a higher degree. If you're cross-trained, if you're multifunctional, you're going to make more money because you can do more jobs.
Yeah.
Our goal is to pay one person more money than we have to pay two people, and that is a win-win for everyone. So
But I don't understand why there was a problem with me getting raised because I was on dish, prep, and boards. And when people call out, when I'm on dish, I'm doing boards. If somebody called out on prep, there was somebody that had here who quit prep, and I had to do two doubles in a row. I closed the dishes, did a prep shift, then did another dish shift, and then I think I opened again for them on prep, and because he quit. They loved me then. I was number one then. But if you go back and look at all of those hours and everything, and you see how hard that I've been working.
But I'm sure you'll agree with me. You wanted those hours, and you were paid for them.
Yeah, I didn't care, but I still wanted to be appreciated too for that.
Oh, absolutely. You
And
should
that,
be appreciated.
and that should be part of how much I have given to this place and how much I've still been given to this place, even though I'm being dealt with bullcrap everywhere I turn.